Hello friends, Koolio here and welcome back to the channel. So guys, I'm doing a video I've never done on the channel before, but I'm going to be reviewing a gaming phone. This is the Red Magic 5S by Nubia. Now, before we get into the video, I do want to let you guys know, for full disclosure, that Nubia did send me this phone completely for free. However, no one's reviewing this video before it goes live, and everything that you guys are seeing, everything that I'm talking about, is my honest opinion on using this phone for the last 2 months as my main gaming device. I also want to let you guys know, I'm not a tech reviewer. Okay, I don't review tech, but I am a mobile gaming YouTuber and I play mobile games every single day. And so going into using this phone the last 2 months, I wanted to know if this phone could do everything that I needed it to do, such as playing the games at the highest settings, being able to record gameplay, and honestly just all around be a great gaming phone. So what I want to do with this video is actually give you guys the specs of the phone, and then I'm going to give you guys my negative opinions on the phone, which honestly I didn't have a whole lot, and then we'll go into the positives, the reasons why I really liked this phone. So I've got the specs for the phone right here. I'm going to go through them because there is quite a lot of really great stuff that you're going to get for honestly not a lot of money. Under 600 bucks is absolutely crazy. The first thing is you're going to be getting an active liquid cooling with the turbo fan, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but it's a great thing to do because phones get hot when you play really high graphically intense games on them, and the Red Magic 5S has a clever solution to fix that. The other thing is you're getting a 6.65 inch esports AMOLED display that goes up to 144 Hz refresh rate, which gets crazy. And it's another thing that we'll talk about a little bit more later in this video. It also comes with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865. It has these awesome shoulder triggers that we'll talk about again a little bit later in the video, but I love these things. I think they're great. It also has a 4,500 milliamp battery, and it has an exclusive gaming optimization system, again, that we'll talk about later in this video. Okay, so let's talk about the negatives first, because I really don't have a whole lot, and then we'll jump into the positives. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, and it's something that's more of something you have to get used to with the phone. It's something I had to get used to, but it's a pretty big phone. It's a 6.65 inch display, and compared to my other phone that I use every single day, it's quite big. And it was something that I had to get used to first, but it's something I did want to mention to you guys is this is a big phone, and if you're playing games all day, whether it's portrait mode or landscape mode, you got to get used to it. It's got to feel comfortable in your hands, and it was just something that I personally had to get used to. Now, the next thing I want to talk to, it's kind of another thing that I had to get used to with this phone, is the placement of the power button, okay? So the power button is right here on the side, and that's where my thumb rests. And so I found myself constantly turning the phone off all the time on accident, and it was frustrating at first, but again, it was something that I had to get used to after a week of use. Once I, started using the phone more and more often, I didn't hit that power button as frequently as I did when I first got the phone. Now, the last kind of negative, and it's something that's like super easy to fix, is when you first get the phone, it comes with a case. Not this case, a different case. That case sucks. It's really bad, and the way that it's designed, it gets in the way of you using these triggers, and so I don't know why they designed it that way, but it's an awful case. And so if you want to protect your phone, I highly recommend just going online. I went to Amazon, bought something for like 10 bucks to protect my phone. Way better than the ones that they give you with the phone when you first buy it. Trust me, it sucks. The case is terrible. Go and buy yourself just a cheap one off Amazon like this. That's actually more comfortable to use. And so those are the negatives I have with the phones. Not really a whole lot to go into, but again, I'm not a tech reviewer. I'm a mobile gaming YouTuber. So let's get into the things that I liked about the phone being a mobile gamer. The first thing is got to be the 144 Hz display. This thing is crazy. It's the first time I've ever used a high refresh display like this, and in a lot of games you're not going to notice it. A lot of games don't support it. Most games go up to about 60 frames per second, but if you can find a phone but if you can find a game that goes up to 144 frames or even higher than 90 frames, it looks so good. It looks amazing. And so I love the refresh rate. It just makes everything look so much smoother on the phone, and that's got to be my first positive about the phone. The next positive, and this one is a really big deal for me, and it's probably the main reason why I love this phone, is the battery life on this thing is crazy. Like, it's crazy. I've gone multiple days without charging this phone, and out of just like doing casual use and stuff like that, and it's never died on me. Like, it's so good. The battery life on this thing is crazy. And even if you're playing more intensive games like Genshin Impact or Call of Duty Mobile or anything like that, you can go several hours playing on this phone and only lose like half your battery life. It's great. I love the battery life on this thing. It's definitely my favorite aspect of this phone. The other thing I want to talk about, another thing that I really like, are these triggers. It's something that I didn't think I was going to enjoy when I first got it, but once you kind of get used to using them and the feedback and stuff like that when you play games, they're a lot of fun, especially in shooters. Now I've been using them for Battle Prime mainly when I'm playing that game. The triggers work really great. It does feel a little bit awkward at first to kind of get used to them and your thumb controls and everything like that, but again, it's just something that you have to get used to, and once you do, they are fantastic. The other thing I really like about this is the game's gameplay setting. Now, there's a little switch on the side. When you turn it on, it activates its gaming mode. Now, the gaming mode in this allows you to select certain games and select specific settings for those games. So if there's a game that you want the active cooling to kick in, and because it's a more intensive game like Genshin Impact or like Battle Prime, it is a really great thing to use because it automatically turns on your fan. It turns on different settings, it turns on higher graphical gameplay, turns on frame rates, whatever. You can set it for any of the games that you're going to be using in this device. Now, I do want to bring up one thing before we go ahead and end this video, is the active cooling for this phone. This is something I didn't think was going to be that big of a deal for me, but it ended up being a huge deal because I found myself playing games for hours on ends, and with my old phone, my hands would get really hot and they'd get really sweaty and stuff. But with this, you turn on the active cooling, and yeah, the fans for the phone, they do get kind of loud, so you might want to put headphones in if you're going to be playing. But when you have that turned on, you can play for hours without dropped frame rates. I did that for Genshin Impact for its official launch. I played for hours all the way to like 3 a.m. And because I had the active cooling going and had like the phone plugged in, I had no problems at all. The phone didn't get hot. The frame rates for the game never dropped. It was really, really great. So there you guys go. That is my review of the Red Magic 5S. Do I think it's a phone worth buying? Well, it's under $600, and compared to the phone that I've been using for years that was over $1,000 when I first bought it, yeah, this is a fantastic gaming phone. Now, for your average daily phone, not so much. Again, it's a big phone. It's very flashy. It's got a lot of systems that come into the phone specifically designed for gaming. And so if you're not a big gamer, if you're not gonna be playing, high intensity graphical games, it may not be the phone for you. But if you're somebody that finds themselves playing games on their phone for hours, such as Call of Duty or Genshin Impact, Battle Prime, any of those games, this is a great phone to buy. So there you guys go. That is my review of the Red Magic 5S. If you guys enjoyed this video, then make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. So guys, thanks so much for watching. My name's Koolio, and I'll see you next time.